everybody, it's Bunny, and I'm back again with more tooth horror stories. Sippy sippy on a drink I should probably not be drinking so that I don't get any more problems like this in the future. But you guys know I love my icy coffee. I've never known also... I almost spilled the whole dang thing. Also, these are amazing, y'all. Frost Buddy. I just pointed at that backwards. If y'all have never gotten these, they are amazing. I've never had like a to-go cup that didn't fit like perfectly in here, and it keeps your stuff chilled for hours. I like to sip on these slowly. I was trying to pull the cup out so I could, in fact, show you guys that this is from Dutch Bros. I feel like I always say Dutch Brothers. I think we're on a more formal greeting, me and the Dutch Brothers. I didn't know that, like, Dutch Bros was not just a nickname. What am I doing? Where have I been? I don't know. But I went there at, like, literally 8, and it's, like, 11 o'clock, and it's still frozen icy cold. Sippy sippy. Oh. That was kind of more of a crunchy versus a sippy sippy. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Tooth horror story, but I feel like we have a couple of points of business first. First business is, I swear I'm about to start filming more videos that are not tooth horror stories / lush hurls. You guys, I have lots of Halloween stuff coming, of course. I kind of feel like Halloween is more of a thing now in September even than October, which is fun and funny. But we just got our first ever animatronic from Costco. I've never bought like a Halloween decoration or an animatronic from Costco before, but they had a werewolf, and we've been looking for a werewolf for years. So we got this werewolf. I'm very excited. Maybe we're gonna set it up tonight. I don't know. It is almost August, so we are only, at the time that I'm filming this, we are only 98 days away from Halloween. Very exciting. So, but I was so thankful for so many of y'all, telling me different bits of information in the comments and everything of the last root canal video I made 2 weeks ago. And I thought maybe a lot of y'all would be curious to know where I'm at now 2 weeks later. And I was just thankful to read a lot of y'all's stories. Honestly, like, I've been dealing with this tooth situation since March, and it is now about to be August, and I'm about to tell you guys the whole story, but definitely, like, just reading through a ton of y'all's comments, like, made me feel better, and we'll get into all that in a minute. But yes, I am doing other stuff soon. And also, if you miss me, I am on Snapchat pretty much daily doing like fashion, shoes, random stuff if you would like to join me there. Nextly, you guys, I am thinking in my little brain about doing a back to school giveaway this year. Let me know if that's ridiculous. Like, part of me really misses so much, like, just doing some of the stuff that's like nostalgia. I feel like it's kind of nostalgia for me. It's nostalgia, I'm thinking, for you guys. Every year around this time, I get lots of messages from y'all saying how much you love the back to school giveaways back in the day, and how much like some of y'all still love to go back and rewatch the old back to school giveaways now, years later. So I don't know, I'm contemplating doing it. I don't know if it would be silly or not. I also like I don't even know like the variety of stuff. Like, do they still make, I know this is a silly question, like, do they still make fun school supplies? I'm sure they do. But yeah, I don't know. I also like don't even know how to run a giveaway anymore. And I also have heard off and on, like, you can't do giveaways on TikTok, you can't do giveaways on YouTube, yet I see people doing them all the time. So I don't understand. I have a lot of confusion. So there's that. But let me know, would y'all like that? Would y'all care? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, you guys, I'm looking so beautiful as always, but I have had yet another dental fiasco. Y'all, yesterday was my 6th appointment attempting to get this cavity root canal crown situation fixed, which started in March. I'll just give you guys a 5-second recap, which I'm I'm sure will take me 10 minutes, just kidding. Went to the dentist in March for a routine dental cleaning, and I had 2 cavities. I had a real cavity and then a baby cavity, and I've since discovered the real cavity is in tooth 19. Why is tooth 19 so evil? You guys ask tooth 19 in the comments down below. Maybe tooth 19 will give you an answer. I don't know. So I guess I had, I'm presuming, the baby cavity in tooth 18, the bad cavity in tooth 19. Go in for, you know, cavity cleaning schedule, get the cavity filled. They thought the filling was sitting a little high. Like, it took a month for me to start like being in real pain where I couldn't eat on this side. Like, a month later, they tried to fix it by sanding down the filling. That didn't do anything. Still super sensitive to cold. Still couldn't eat on that side. So then they went back and put in a medicated filling, which I was supposed to leave in for 3 months. That also made no change. It still hurt. Still couldn't drink anything cold. Still couldn't eat on that side. Then they sent me to the endodontist, which maybe I didn't say that specifically in my last video because a lot of y'all were like, you have to go to an endodontist to get a root canal. So I did. I just feel like maybe I didn't say that for whatever reason. I don't know. Brain. Went to the endodontist. He said I could have potentially waited 2 or 3 more months to get the root canal, but he showed me this handy dandy x-ray of tooth 19 and was basically like, sooner or later, you're gonna have to get a root canal. So, you know, I didn't want to be like, I don't know, in Austin or something and all of a sudden just have massive tooth pain. So while I was sitting in the chair, I was just like, we might as well have a root canal today. And then basically that's more or less where I left off the story last time. I told you guys last time, as of 2 weeks ago, my dang tongue was still numb and I still cannot eat on this side. I'm like slightly less sensitive to like icy cold drinks. I still would not swish this voluntarily on that side of my mouth. But if I'm just drinking a normal drink with ice in it, like an iced tea or iced coffee or whatever, it's not as painful as it once was. Still can't chew. It's still like uncomfortable for the most part, I can tell. And so I called the I guess I was calling it root canal doctor, the endodontist. I had been calling like progressively all this time because mostly, if I'm being honest, I was worried about 2 things. Because A, they like literally said, once you have a root canal, you are supposed to feel nothing in that tooth. Not pain, not cavities, not sensitivity to cold or chewing or nothing. So I was alarmed that I was still feeling discomfort. And then secondarily, totally freaked out about my tongue. Like, it's still numb right now as I'm talking to you guys. And I had the root canal a month ago. I think I had the root canal on like the 20th of June and today is the 25th of July. So I have had my tongue numb for a whole month. It's been delightful. So I kept like calling back because I was quite nervous. Like, what is going on here? And so basically the last time I called, they told me that sometimes this thing rarely happens where they will nick a little nerve as they're numbing you up, because that was a detail I also said in the last vlog, that they had to basically give me the maximum amount of numbing stuff that they could give a human being to be able to do the root canal. And it was like whatever final medicine they gave me, I have no idea, that must have knocked my tongue out. I don't know. So it's, I guess, called a linguistic nerve, which now I'm like, I hear linguistic. Okay, I think tongue, I think talking. And now I'm just like convinced, like, I'm like, am I talking funny? I don't know. I know I'm not talking funny, but you know, it's kind of like one of those like hypochondriac things where I'm like, you know, so yeah, then they told me sometimes in certain patients for the tongue to totally come back, it can take months, like 6 months, 8 months. Oh my God. So then I'm like kind of panicked, you know? And I was saying like, oh, I'm still having like some discomfort there. And they were like, oh, you need to make an appointment ASAP and go in and like get a crown done, which somehow like I thought the crown was like voluntary. You guys, how did I not know that it was not in fact voluntary? Because that was a comment that y'all gave over and over again. A lot of y'all actually made me feel way better because a lot of y'all said that you don't really 100% feel better until you get the crown on. And a lot of y'all were shocked that I didn't know I immediately needed to get a crown. Nope, didn't know. A lot of y'all said you've never heard of a root canal that didn't have a crown following it. Didn't know. So basically they were like, oh, you need to go and get a crown. So then me in my head, I'm like thinking, oh, I'm still having a little pain. I'm still having a little discomfort because I need to get the crown. So then I call into my normal dentist, and the soonest she could see me was 2 weeks from that time. Like, I think I basically like made this other call like right after I made the last tea vlog. And so they couldn't get me in until yesterday. And I was like just thinking, oh, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna get a crown. Maybe my tongue will wake up in 2 weeks. Maybe getting a temporary crown will make me feel better. I had a lot of thoughts going on. So basically I've just been sitting, waiting for 2 weeks, like just still not chewing, not functioning on this entire side of my head. But I was hopeful. So I go in yesterday to sit down thinking I'm gonna get a temporary crown. And like, even when they're touching on the tooth to like dry the area, have a look, see what's going on, because immediately like I sat in the chair and I was like, I can't feel my tongue and I'm still having pain on that same tooth. So then they were like inspecting. Once again, they did this like series of tests, which I kind of told you guys about when I went to the endodontist first. Like, they had me bite down on this stick. So last time, right, before I got the root canal, they had me bite down on a Q-tip. I didn't feel any pain. They had me bite down on a plastic stick thing. Didn't feel any pain. Never felt any discomfort until they put this like freezing cold nitrogen thing on my tooth, and then there was the pain, which I thought was peculiar because once again, I cannot chew food. So I'm like, why would I be able to bite down on a stick or a Q-tip and not have pain? So basically they started doing that series of tests again yesterday when I was at the dentist. They started with the stick. Now it hurts me to bite down on the stick. Then they did the freezing cold nitrogen test. They take like a little ball of cotton or something, spray, it looks like canned air. They spray like nitrogen. So basically they're creating a little ice cube and they hold it on your tooth. So that's what was also so mind-bogglingly weird, is like last time none of the tests hurt till I got to the freezing cold one. This time biting on the stick hurt, freezing cold, I feel nothing. Like, they literally were holding it there for like 2 minutes and never did the tooth respond to cold just biting down on a stick. How is this happening? Like, this is so wild to me. It's like literally every time I go back, like I'm having different symptoms that I didn't have before, and like the old symptoms are gone, yet there's new symptoms. What is going on? So, you know, she was just like, they were doing like a bunch of different stuff, like tapping on it and like all these different like various tests. And everything was like, it's just uncomfortable. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't feel right. It's not like level 10 pain or anything, but like for someone who should be having no feeling on tooth 19, I am feeling an awful lot and I don't like what I'm feeling. And so basically we ended on, she gave me 2 choices. One was to go back and either get a second opinion at a different endodontist and go get another, it's called a CBCT scan, where you get like a 3D rendering, like you can see the entire 3-dimensional tooth in your skull. Go get a second opinion at an endodontist. Or I could have gotten the temporary crown yesterday, but she was very, very nervous and hesitant to do so because my tongue is still numb. And so normally she's like, normally we can go in and we can put a crown on top of a tooth that had a root canal, like without even necessarily numbing you up, because I'm supposed to be feeling nothing. But she was just really concerned about giving me like more numbing stuff, because I still cannot feel my tongue and it's been a month. And so, you know, I literally like hemmed and hawed, because part of me is just like, I want to get the crown and see if that makes a difference, especially once again after all of y'all's comments, a lot of y'all solidly saying you don't really get any relief until you get the crown. And part of me is just like so nervous, like what if I even put this temporary crown on? And then like she was saying like a couple things about the root canal. A, they could have missed a canal. Ugh. So what, I have to go in for another root canal on the same tooth? Or B, y'all were saying in the comments, several of y'all, and I'm gonna go ahead and like throw this comment in here because I don't know how to say this word. Let me see if I can sound it out. An apicocotomy? Yeah, so I guess that's like something that they do where it's like another filling or something, like after you have this other work done, like basically if the root canal somehow doesn't solve the problem. So I tried to call a different endodontist and this dude was out to lunch and it's a Thursday. For some reason, no dentists work on Fridays. Why is that? Why? I feel like all weird medical stuff happens on a Friday or a weekend. Am I wrong? So I was like getting kind of nervous. It was like Thursday at like 4. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call the endodontist I already went to, because you guys, that was one thing I said in the last video. I really felt like I was like in good hands. Like these people were so nice. They seemed so knowledgeable. I really liked the office. Like I did not like the experience of getting a root canal, but like I felt like taken care of well, you know, this guy's been doing root canals for like 30 years. So I called them and I was like just trying to see if they could send, because I was like remembering in my head, I thought I had already had a CBCT scan, because they were like trying to check if there's any other fractures in the tooth or anything else. I was like, I think I already had this done. So I called them. They're gonna send over like the whole, because like they just sent over like an x-ray to be like, here was the tooth before a root canal, here's the tooth. Like the tooth looks good. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, it doesn't look like they missed a canal. Then again, I know nothing, so why would I even say that? But it looks good. You know, the dude who's been doing it for 30 plus years said prognosis good. So yeah, what is going on? I don't know. So they're gonna send over like all the CBCT scans, but the original endodontist that did this, they really want me to like come back next week, let them just kind of have like a consultation. Maybe they're gonna do another scan and just make sure nothing else is going on. I don't even know. The only other thing that I don't know if I clarified in my last tea vlog, so just giving you guys the update, he said that because this root canal was kind of like so irritated and everything, that you could actually see like around the root there was like some kind of, I think he described it as like scar tissue or something forming. And even on the x-ray, like after the root canal, you can still see some of that scar tissue. So is that somehow still causing me pain and sensitivity? Because I would assume that that's like in the gums or something. I don't know. The other crazy tidbit of information, which I need to like style my hair so you guys can see, because it's so funny that I've had this experience twice and now I have to share this fact with the world, okay? Like the other day, Dogman actually asked me like a week ago, he's like, oh, do you have a new product in your hair today? He's like, cause your hair looks kind of red today. And I was like, what? And like, I look at myself in the mirror, I swear. And like, I have not noticed that my hair is looking any more red. You guys, it's been raining today. So my hair, like I didn't even try. Like I really wanted to like curl my hair or something fun today. But you know, when it's not 100 degrees outside, it's like pouring in rain. So this is my hair right now. So he was like, oh, are you trying like a new hair product today or something? No. But I was like reminding him, I was like, okay, I was born like strawberry blonde, but I swear I never see any red in my hair. Okay. So then I was like sitting in the dentist office yesterday morning and like, just as like a pass by statement, she's like, oh, and you have red in your hair. I have red in my hair. Like I don't see red. Am I hair blind to my own hair? So yeah, she just said it as like a fact. And I think she was trying to see like if I had red hair dye or like red hair tone in my hair or something, or if I had any natural red hair, because she told me people who have red hair or any red in their hair, they are harder to numb for dental procedures, I guess, maybe everything, I don't know, harder to numb. And then once you're numb, harder to wake up from any kind of numbing, which no one ever in my life has told me this. I have never heard that I look like I have red hair. And I have never, like, I have not honestly thought about like my hair being naturally strawberry blonde in 100,000 years. But I need to know now. Like, honestly, I thought my hair was kind of turning more brown because both of my parents are blonde, which is so funny to think because I'm like, literally, like, I don't know. Maybe my mom technically had strawberry blonde hair when she was young too, but both my parents are blonde, but now that they're like getting older, like their hair has turned like more of a brunette shade. So I just kind of thought like until I dye my hair again, I was gonna be getting like more brunette hair. But is my hair turning more red? You guys, I for real, like, I think that that's just kind of like a funny condition with human beings, is like you just like kind of go like unaware of your own self, I guess. Like particularly me, you know, like I feel like I like to just kind of hang out and like be super casual down here on the swamp, you know, unless I'm like getting glam for a video or like some purpose, we're going somewhere. So I feel like I just am not aware of what I look like or something. How wild does this sound? I don't know, but that like literally threw me for such a loop. So now I am like deeply concerned. I feel like I'm in a catch-22 here, because if I go and they tell me like everything looks good, you can get a crown, like do I get more numbing, or do I just like white knuckle it through getting a temporary crown put on? So as I understand it now, you get a temporary crown, and then like in 3 weeks you get the real crown. You like leave with a giant hunk of plastic, I guess, in your mouth, and then you get a magic tooth. I don't know, what is it made out of? Porcelain? Like a toilet? I don't know. I really don't know. But yes, do I do that? Do I just like sit there because I know it'll feel better? Do I get more numbing? And then what if they think they missed a canal? Do I get more numbing and like risk my tongue or something, like just feeling numb for like a year? Y'all, sometimes I'm able to kind of like really hyper focus on something else and I don't feel the numb as much, but like right now while my tongue is flapping around and I'm talking a lot, it kind of drives me crazy. And sometimes I feel like, am I not even able to describe what's going on with myself? Because she, like the dentist yesterday that was going to do the crown, she was asking like, oh, have you started to feel any kind of tingling? Like your tongue is waking up? Like I literally just don't even know how to describe this. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Yes, I know my tongue is white. But it is like on the tip of my tongue. I swear like some days it started to feel a little bit better, because I feel like when I first, like the day after the root canal, like the whole half of my tongue was numb. So I feel like it has maybe woken up a little bit. But y'all, during this process, there was a couple of days where it literally feels like I had an ulcer on the side of my tongue. Like it has felt painful. And then some days, like I swear I feel kind of like a tingling, like maybe even right now, but it's like I would just raise my hand and say it's uncomfortable. Like it's not like if your foot falls asleep and it's waking up and you feel like clear pins and needles. It doesn't feel like that because it's a tongue. It's not a foot. It's very distressing. And then, oh yeah, so I didn't even tell you guys like the last thing. So where we're at right now until next week is the dentist yesterday said she's just gonna try and take all the pressure off of my tooth, which I was like, what is that? But also, yes, please. So for a while, which I don't remember if I told you guys this or not. I think I did, but after the root canal, because I didn't know, did you know they go through the top of the tooth when they do a root canal? Through the top of the whole tooth. I'm so freaked out. So I had the temporary like clove medicine filling in there. So they went through the top and I guess they put in like just a little bit of filling. Like I thought a lot of the original medicinal filling had fallen out or something during the root canal. And then they like, see, I kind of thought I was going to go to the dentist and then they were just going to be able to give me a permanent filling on top of where I had the root canal done. So then he said, oh, when you go back to your dentist, they'll level that out. They'll fix that. I thought that's all I was going to have to do. So he basically said I could go that day, but like, I guess he put some kind of filling in there that wasn't the medicated one and it was like a temporary one. You guys, send help. But this whole time it has felt like there's a cavern, a hole in my tooth that my tongue constantly wants to journey to. So what they ended up doing yesterday to take all the pressure off my tooth was to file it down, so that when I'm talking and biting and crunching, that the tooth is not coming in contact, I guess, success at all with the top teeth. So now my tooth is, there's just, part of it is just gone. They just took a gentle polishing filer, filed away some of my tooth. Bye-bye. So that's where we're at now. And I kind of can't tell, like, does it feel a little bit alleviated today? Because it's like literally not hitting at all. But that's one final weird antidote. But that was like the weirdest thing ever, okay? Is she's like filing down, and then once again they had me do that like bite, tap, grind around, you know, that thing that I was talking about last time. So now she said now that she filed down tooth 19, that tooth 18 is like hitting differently. Like now that tooth is somehow hitting higher, I guess she said. Oh my God. It's like I am getting so overwhelmed because it's like every time we fix one little problem or we think we fixed one problem, it's creating another problem. Because I swear now tooth 18 is starting to feel a little sensitive. I'm like, what is going on here? What is going on? Like I'm really over my teeth because once again, this has been a journey now since March when I got the original cleaning and found out that I was gonna need cavities filled. Like literally, I just would like to not feel anything over here anymore, you guys. So that's it. That's where we're at right now. And y'all have to let me know if you want me to do any more of these like little midpoint updates. I am kind of hoping that there will be no more of that and I can just like come back to you guys and say it's all taken care of now. But yeah, I feel like for at least the next month or so, there's not gonna be like any total resolution because even if next week, like when I go to the endodontist and they're like, oh, you just need that crown, that's still basically like a month-long process. Like you go in, you get it done, and then you have to wait 3 weeks to get the permanent crown put on. And I am just hoping that when I get to that point, there's no hiccups there either. So that is it for now. And it was really fun as well to see a lot of comments from dentists and dental hygienists and dental assistants. So if you are one of those people, I hope you find this story interesting as well. And once again, thank you so much to everybody who has been commenting along the way with your own tooth experiences. If you're also dealing with tooth stuff, I am really sending you like the best feelings, the best luck, and I hope you have dental procedures with no pain. That is my wish for you. And yeah, I still stand by, I don't think a root canal is like really scary because they made it sound like what happened to me with this linguistic nerve is so rare. Like this literally has to be like 1 out of 1,000 or something. I guess I'm gonna blame my red hair that I didn't know I had. Anyway, you guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today and for watching. Oh my God, I should have put this in the beginning. This is the other question I was gonna ask. I get comments all the time. I feel like this is the same, like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I'm tripping over my words now more than ever. Stame instead of same. Linguistic nerve. I feel like this is the same like nostalgia vibe. A lot of y'all have been saying how much y'all miss Does This Thing Really Work? So if there's an item out there that y'all would like for me to try, I know I still do that series like very rarely, but honestly, I miss it and I feel like it is fun. So if there's like some kind of product out there that y'all want for me to try that you've seen somewhere, let me know and I will get it. Cause I kind of, you know, does this thing really work for fall? I kind of feel like is a vibe. But anyway, you guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out today and for watching. If you're not already and you'd like to be, hit the button down below, subscribe, become a member of the Swamp family and give an alligator its wings. I love you guys so much and I'll be back again very, very soon. Bye.